To understand why you are so powerless against the scroll, we have to look at how human attention actually works. Your brain does not pay attention to things because they are good for you. It pays attention to things that evoke emotions. Thousands of years ago, if you felt fear, you paid attention to the rustling bush because of a predator that might be there. If you saw fruit, you felt excitement because the sugar and vitamins could keep you alive. Emotion is evolved to be the steering wheel of your attention. Whenever we feel an emotion about something, that's our brain telling us this is important. Your logical mind thinks it's in control, but your emotional nervous system is the one actually pulling the strings. Now, enter the algorithm. The algorithm only cares about one metric: watch time. It wants to keep your eyes glued to the screen. And how does it do that? By serving you the most viral videos on earth. But why did those videos go viral? Because they triggered the most intense, visceral, emotional reactions in thousands of people. And this is why you don't choose what you watch anymore. Your attention is entirely slave to your emotions. Because the algorithm only feeds you extreme, high emotion content, your conscious mind is completely bypassed. You literally cannot look away. The strongest emotional stimulus wins your attention every single time. Think of it like this. If someone suddenly throws a ball at your face, you don't consciously make the decision to choose to duck. Your nervous system just does it for you. The short-form feed is just a non-stop barrage of emotional balls flying at your face. It's throwing stuff at your nervous system so that it automatically responds by giving it attention. But here's where it gets truly terrifying. Think about what actually happens to your internal chemistry when you scroll through short-form content. Let's play it out. Video 1, 5 seconds. A cute puppy running in slow motion. Very sweet, very wholesome. That is an instant serotonin spike. Your body relaxes. Video 2, 10 seconds. A Karen screaming at a cashier over a coupon. Damn, what an awful person, you think. This is an immediate cortisol and anger spike. Your jaw tenses. Video 3, 7 seconds. A guy doing an insane backflip off a building. Holy crap, is he going to die? That's an adrenaline spike. Your pupils dilate. Video 4, 15 seconds. A deeply depressing story about a terminal illness with sad piano music. My god, life is so fragile and sad. That is an emotional moment of grief. Your chest feels heavy. In the span of just 45 seconds, you have cycled through basically the entire human emotional spectrum. In the real world, transitioning from deep grief to intense anger to lighthearted joy takes hours or sometimes days. Your brain is designed to slowly coast from one emotional state to another. You are supposed to have an emotional cooldown period. When you scroll though, you are putting your emotional processing unit through a fucking meat grinder. You are forcing your neuron system to undergo rapid-fire emotional whiplash. Imagine taking a bite out of a super sweet strawberry, then immediately biting into a raw habanero pepper, then taking a spoonful of pure salt and then drinking a cup of freezing water. And you do that every 5 seconds for an hour. What would happen to your tongue? It would go completely numb, right? Well, this is exactly what you are doing to your brain's emotional receptors. You are burning them out. And when you do this every single day, your brain adapts. It says, whoa, okay. Apparently, we live in a world where we are under constant, extreme emotional siege. I need to adjust. So, your emotional baseline, the level of stimulation you need to feel anything, skyrockets. Because you have trained your brain to expect massive, intense emotional spikes every few seconds, real life starts to feel completely dead. Think about it. You go for a walk in a park. It's quiet, the trees are green. In the past, this would have felt peaceful, but now it feels agonizingly boring. Why? Because the park isn't giving you an adrenaline spike, followed by sadness, followed by laughter every 7 seconds. Your brain is starved of the emotional chaos it has been conditioned to expect, so it interprets stillness as depression. But it's actually worse than just being bored, because on the other side of the story, by frying your emotional regulation system, your stress system is always turned on, making it hypersensitive and hyperreactive. Because your brain's baseline stress is now permanently set to high alert, you start experiencing severe anxiety and depression in your daily offline life. An email from your boss asking to chat later doesn't just make you curious, it triggers an immediate hot wave of panic in your chest. A minor disagreement with your partner doesn't just annoy you, it makes you feel terrified you're going to lose them. A quiet evening at home doesn't feel nice. It feels suffocating because your brain is desperately screaming for emotional hits. You are constantly living in a state of emotional hangover. You aren't depressed because your life is bad. You are depressed because you have emotionally exhausted your brain before you've even gotten out of bed. Your brain has spent all of its emotional currency on short-form videos, leaving you with absolutely nothing left to deal with your actual real life. And you didn't choose to feel this anxious. You didn't choose to feel this drained. And you certainly didn't choose the videos that put you in this state. You were just a victim of an algorithm that figured out how to hijack your biology. But you can choose to take the wheel back. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to delete all social media. That's unrealistic. And honestly, you're probably not going to do that anyway. And even if you do try to quit cold turkey, your brain goes into immediate withdrawal. You end up crawling back to the screen within days, scrolling even more than before. But there is a way to fix this, and it's surprisingly simple. You don't have to quit scrolling forever. You just have to change how you do it and significantly cut down the volume so your brain's emotional baseline can actually reset to normal. I made a video breaking down the exact step-by-step strategy to cut back on scrolling. It's a realistic guide on how to scroll less. Click on the video on your screen right now and let's fix your brain. I'll see you there.